And finally for us tonight, many would describe the sight of the Lancaster bomber as an emblem of Canada at war, the Second World War in particular. In its time, almost no other plane could match its speed and power, and as a bomber, it really got the job done. More than 7,000 were built here and in Britain, but now there's only one that still flies in Canada, and that distinctive rumble was up there today for a special remembrance salute. CTV's John Venevali-Rao reports.
I'm here, I'm this one here.
Bill Craig has the old photos of his days serving on a Lancaster bomber.
That's a Lancaster also.
The grainy images as close to the war as most of us ever get, along with stories of how streams of bombers were sent out over Germany.
Anywhere from 600 to 1,000 were in the sky.
But on this day, one such plane is being called back for a special mission.
We treat it very gently. Mind you, it was built in 1945, so there are quite a few miles on it.
The Lancaster was Britain and Canada's most famous nighttime heavy bomber. More than 7,000 flew during the war. 430 were built outside Toronto. Years after the war, they were retired until volunteers at the Canadian Warplane Heritage Museum spent almost a decade restoring one to flying condition.
Ignition switches all on.
Engines fired up for a flight of remembrance.
Okay, here we go.
Taking to the skies over Hamilton, at the controls, former Air Canada pilot Leon Evans.
I do remind myself it's one of two left in the world that's flying, and I'm going to look after it as best I can.
A formation flight taking them over Remembrance Day services where veterans can once again hear the roar of the Lancaster's engines.
We recognize the sound anywhere.
The volunteers that keep this plane flying believe it gives us a better sense of what it was like for so many Canadian airmen.
My grandfather was a Lancaster pilot, and he served with 419 Squadron.
My father was a bomb aimer.
And the hope this relic of war will remain on duty long after the last veteran is gone.
There is really no reason why it shouldn't keep flying forever.
John Venevali-Rao, CTV News, Hamilton.